Hi everybody, how are you? I hope everybody is fine and welcome in this new tutorial, which will be about Dell battery. So I am trying to see if this battery can be charged externally, and I'd like to share some tricks with you concerning charging Dell batteries externally. In fact, I got the laptop to fix, and it has a charging issue, and this is the battery of this laptop which has to be fixed. It has the issue of charging to be fixed, and before troubleshooting the board, I need to be sure that this battery is in fact charging before tackling the board. So how can we charge this battery? As you all know, not all batteries can be charged directly by injecting voltage. For some batteries we need some other signals to be present, and for this one in fact we need the SMB data and SMB clock. Both of them we need them to be present to charge this battery. So for this battery I will use the laptop battery charger. It's a laptop battery charger which came with these cables, I think 4 cables, and some adapters for different batteries, different kind of batteries. Yes, here are 3 cables and so many adapters, and here's the 4th cable. And this cable here has 4 outputs, the plus, the minus, and these 2 slim cables are for data, SMB data and SMB clock. So we need these 2 signals to be present on our battery in order to charge it externally. So, and this charger has in fact 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 leads. The first one here on the left, it indicates that the charger is plugged, and it lights with red, and the other leads indicates that the battery is charging. So usually when we plugged this adapter or this charger, these leads start to flash like this, which in fact I don't know why it's configured to do like that, but this should be the behavior of this adapter, of this charger, when the battery is charged. But this flashing will stop in a moment, as you can see here. Let's wait for them to stop. So I think it's kind of initializing to check if the battery can be detected or not. Yes, so if we unplug it and plug it again, this time we won't get that initialization. But if it's kept unplugged for a while, we will get the same initialization. Let's call it initialization because I don't see what else that could mean. So here, let's plug our cable, and we need our adapter, and this adapter, this one. So the battery here, it has minus here and it has plus here, and if we check here the outputs, let me fire my multimeter on the PC and let's connect it so that everybody can see what I'm doing. So here if we check the output here, so we have nothing, okay, which means that even if you short these cables nothing will happen. So if we check the output of the signals, we see that they are present. So the signals here, the signals meaning the SMB data and the SMB clock are present. So don't short these two to the ground. For these, nothing to worry about, they don't output anything as far as the LEDs here are not flashing. Okay, so let's, as we have said, we have the minus here at the left and the plus here, and it's indicated on the battery. So let's put this, let's put it on the battery so that we can work properly. Let's fix this. So we can fix it either on pin number 1 or pin number 2. They are both are ground, and here also on the right side both pins are 2 pins are plus. So either we put it on 8 or 9, number 8 or number 9, it's the same. So this battery has 9 pins, 9 outputs or 9 terminals. So here we have our plus and minus connected to our battery, but still no reaction from the charger. And if we check the output voltage of our battery, we have nothing, 0.0009. That's in fact nothing, which means that the battery should be the battery now is on the security mode, which means it stops outputting voltage as far as it's unplugged from the laptop. And to stimulate that it's plugged, we need in fact to put the pin number 4, yes, number 4 I think. Let me find the schematic for this one. So it's a latitude E6420. Give me just one moment, I have already downloaded the schematic as I am preparing to start repairing this laptop, and while I'm about to test the battery if it charged, so I thought it will be a good idea to do a video about that and share it with you. Why not? It won't take much time. So here's the schematic, let me show you. So here we have the 1, 2 are ground, the 3 is not connected, 4, as you can see here, the number 4 should be grounded to stimulate the presence of the battery. So 4 and 1 are grounded on the schematic, but let's check, let's use adapter and let's check on the as you can see. So as you can see here, the number 4 and number 1 and 2 are all going to ground, but in fact the number 4, the pin number 4 on the battery is not grounded. So let's put our multimeter on diode mode. Better to use diode mode here, so that in case of any voltage presence there, nothing will happen to our meter or our battery. So number 1 here is ground, and number 2 both are ground. So you have here the B pin of the multimeter, and you can check that on the screen on the multimeter here. So number 1 and number 2 are ground on our battery, but number 4 is not grounded on the battery. It's not grounded. And the number 3 we said it's not connected on the schematic. It's not connected. So because here on the schematic, here what do we have here? In fact, here we have the primary battery connector, not the battery connector. This is the primary battery connector. But when the battery is plugged, so all these pins 1 to 9 go to these corresponding numbers here in the connector from 1 to 9, and the other 10 and 11 are ground, are 2 extra pins on the battery connector at the level of the motherboard. So as you can see here, the number 4 is not is grounded on the schematic, but on our battery it's not grounded. It's not grounded at all. 1 and 2 here, they are both grounds, and the number 4 is not grounded. But as far as the battery is plugged on the laptop, the pin number 4 of our battery goes to ground. So what does it mean? Let's pay attention to here, to this charger 1, 4. The battery is detected by our laptop battery charger. Let's wait. Let's keep like no, I have to use a wire. So here I have to use a wire. So we say that number, let's put it with this one. So from ground to 4. So as far as the pin number 4 is grounded, our charger detects the presence of a battery and starts outputting, as you can see here. Let's check the output here. Pay attention to the meter. So it's 11.3. it goes, it's not stable, as you can see here. It's not stable, which means that in fact the battery is not charging, and you will notice that when these flashing lights stops, they will stop in a while. Let's just pay attention to them and let's wait. In fact, let's fix our multimeter. Better to fix it here so that I have my hands free. Let's fix this one here. Pay attention to what you're doing when dealing with batteries. Don't do this if you're not experienced. Please don't do this. So this video, what I do in this video, I'm not responsible for any damage. If you get something wrong, if you do something wrong, it's on your responsibility, and you're the only one to assume the consequences. So please pay attention to what you're doing. So if you pay attention here to to the meter, here the voltage is not stable. This means, so to my experience, this means that the battery is not charging. In fact, it's not charging, it's not taking any current, and that will be proved by our charger in a while. Still the adapter is trying to charge, and you can see that the voltage rises till 12 and goes down to what the battery in fact outputs, and now you can see here the flashing LEDs stops. So this means in fact that the battery is not charging at all. So what do we need? We need the other signals. So we need the SMB clock and SMB data, these two signals, these ones. Okay, so let's plug our signals. So to my experience in this one, the yellow one here is not yellow, orange is the SMB data, and the brown one is the clock signal. So and in the schematic we have the data, SMB data should be number 6, yes, and the other is number 7. So the data, SMB data, should go to 6, and SMB clock should go to 7. Let's do that. So here we have the pin number 6, and we have the orange one. Let's plug it, and pay attention to our charger. Starts charging again. Now let's give it some time. So as you can see, these conditions, we have 3 conditions. Let's show with schematic. So we need these 2 signals to be present on the battery, and we need the pin number 4 of the battery grounded. Normally when the battery is plugged in the laptop, it's automatically goes to ground, as these pins on the motherboard are in fact connected together. So the 1, 2 and 4 are connected together to ground. But when the battery is plugged, the number 1 on the battery and the number 4 are not linked together, which means that the pin number 4 is not grounded. That's in fact a security measurement to prevent the battery outputting any voltage while it's out of the laptop or it's not in service. So as you can see here on the multimeter, the voltage goes to 12.2 and it's stable, which means that the battery is charging, not like before the voltage go to 12 slowly, rising to 12 slowly, and then goes back again, and then goes up, back for like a minute or 2, and then the adapter stops, these LEDs stops flashing, which means that the battery is no longer charging. But now as you can see here, the as you can see in the multimeter, the voltage is stable and the battery is charging. So to be sure of that, let's unplug this cable. So check the voltage now on the multimeter. It goes down to 11.5. That's what the battery outputs now, 11.4. 11.4. So let's say 11.4. That's the output of our battery. Let's plug again and pay attention to the multimeter. So the voltage will rise to 12.1 or 2, and it will stop there until the battery is fully charged. The voltage may goes down as far as the battery is charging, but this adapter in fact is outputting 12 volt. So it's 12.2, 12.1, 12.2, 24, 2, 2, 3, 5, and it's charging. So the battery is charging, which means that the issue of our laptop of not charging or is within the main board. It can be related to IC charging chip or the adapter detection, and we will see that in fact when troubleshooting the board. Fortunately we have schematics, so I don't think that it will be difficult to solve this case. So I have repaired so many cases like this one, like this exact one, Dell Latitude E6420, and also in lot of other Dell Latitudes models. So for me, to my experience, that won't take me a lot of time to find the issue. So what we are sure of is that our battery is charging. Can we do this with the power supply? Yes, we can, but we need all the conditions, all the same conditions with that we need with this charger. We need the same condition with the power supply, which means we need the pin number 4, or we need to remove the protection of voltage outputting from the battery, and we need the data, the SMB data and the SMB clock signals. Both signals need to, if you have another different charger, laptop battery charger with different colors concerning the these two signals, the SMB clock and the SMB data, you can try both ways. So don't worry, even if you swap the signals, meaning if you put the SMB data, for example, in the pin that goes to SMB clock, nothing will happen. In fact, you won't damage your battery, and you won't damage the the charger. So don't worry, you just have to try both ways, or check the service manual of your charger. That's fine, the battery is charging. Let's see how can we do that with power supply. So with power supply, in fact I use power supply. I rarely use this one to charge the battery, but I use it to stimulate the SMB clock and SMB data signals of the laptop on the battery which I have to charge. And the advantage of using the power supply is that I can charge the battery quickly, and that avoid me waste lot of time. So what I do to charge it with power supply, I just keep the SMB clock and SMB data plugged, and I remove the power of the adapter from the battery. So we don't need to remove the black one, if we just need to remove the red one. Why not? Let's remove the black one too, in case of any mistake. I don't want to damage my charger. So as you can see here, the charging process is stopped from the. Let's keep these plus and minus, and let's check if they output something. Okay, let's check with the other multimeter. Nothing. No output. So don't worry about these two ones, but you have to be sure of that. Always use your multimeter. Nothing to waste. 13 seconds to check. It is nothing. So now let's pick up the probes of my power supply. So give me just 1 second. I will show you my power supply on the screen. Give me just 1 moment. So here we have our power supply. Let's power it. We power it, but it's still on off position, which means it doesn't output anything for the moment. Let's put our probes here, minus on minus and plus on plus. Yes, we have 12 volt on the power supply, and it's on 2 amps. So let's power it on. something wrong. I think I know what's wrong. This is what's wrong. We have to keep, I forgot about that fact, we have to keep the ground of our adapter plugged. Without that ground we won't get the signals on the battery, and as you can see on the power supply the battery is taking 0.74 amps, 0.73. let's power off the power supply and let's plug this first. Just the minus, don't plug the plus. It's on place. Let's minus plus, make our power supply on. As you can see, it takes about 0.76, 0.75 amps and the battery is charging. And let's rise to 13, nothing to worry about. So now it's taking 1.9, so we are now on fast charging mode. Let's rise the amps, it's 2.4, but don't go any further, and you have to pay attention to your battery. If it's getting hot you have to stop the operation. The battery is cold, nothing to worry about. And also pay attention to the voltage dropping. If voltage drops, that means that you have a short inside the battery or something wrong with your connections. So pay attention to what you're doing, please, when using this technique of charging Dell batteries. So I hope it's clear. I have to stop this video now, and I hope that you have learned something new about charging batteries, and there will be other videos about batteries. Whenever I go to case I will share it in YouTube, in my YouTube channel, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.